Hey everybody, how are you tonight? Dr. Stephanie Stroud with Cornerstone's Pet Tip of the Week. Again, we're continuing our fall series, and so tonight I am talking about pumpkin. So, it's a really common thing. I get on Facebook, I get on my email, you go to the store, you see all this fall decor, you see people going to pumpkin patches, and so wanted to touch on pumpkin for our pets. And so first thing is pumpkin okay for pets to have, or is it a problem? So, unlike most of the other posts where I always tell you, watch out for this, pumpkin can actually be a very highly nutritious treat or food additive for our pets. Specifically, I'm talking about dogs and cats. And so there's two big key benefits. And so one is, like I said, it's very dense in vitamins and nutrition. So it has vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, it has calcium, iron, lutein, all very important nutrients for our pets. And so it's very dense when it comes to nutrition for our pets. The second big thing that it has in it, which really helps with a lot of different health benefits for our pets, is just very, very high in fiber. And that's actually one of the reasons it's good for us too. And so why does high soluble or insoluble fiber make a difference for us and our pets? And so one of the big things that we can use fiber in and pumpkin for is that fiber really allows your pets to be fully satisfied because it really takes up a lot of, it's not very high in calories, but it makes them feel full. So it's has to do with satiety. Okay, so oftentimes pumpkin can be added to a diet when you are trying to help your pet lose weight. Okay, again, because it helps them feel full, but it doesn't have many calories in it. Same thing along green beans. Your vet may have told you add green beans because they're really high in fiber, low in calories. Well, pumpkin does the same thing. It also can sometimes help with treatment of diarrhea. I'm sure you guys have read that stuff online that, if your pet's having diarrhea, just add some pumpkin. Well, that's because it has a high fiber content, and so that helps to dissolve or to absorb some of the extra water you can see with diarrhea. That being said, if pumpkin is not helping your pet with diarrhea, and your pet has had diarrhea for more than 24 to 48 hours, you need to seek veterinary help because there may be something else going on. Diarrhea is a symptom that can be caused by many different diseases, and so you may actually need help. Don't just try to use pumpkin. So if it's been more than 2 days and you've been using pumpkin, go ahead and head to your veterinarian. Okay. On the opposite side of the spectrum, like I said, it does help with diarrhea because it sometimes absorbs nutrients, or absorbs water, but on the other end of the spectrum, sometimes it can actually help with constipation as well, because again, that high fiber content helps get things moving through. It kind of acts as a laxative. And so it's kind of a catch-22, and it's very dependent on the individual whether it actually will act more as a laxative in high amounts or whether it will help with diarrhea. And that's why if you've been using pumpkin for more than 48 hours and you're not seeing an improvement in your pet's health status, whether that be diarrhea or constipation, you need to seek help with your primary veterinarian. So the high fiber content is really, really good for our pets. For weight control, again, that's a big thing here. But it also, like I said, is very dense in nutrients. So it's okay to add some pumpkin to your pet's diet. So I get to tell you yay for one of them. Now, how should you feed pumpkin if you're going to feed it? Okay, so big thing is we don't want to feed them the stems or the leaves. You and I wouldn't want to eat the stems or leaves, so definitely don't want that for our pets. We really don't want them eating the skin, and we don't want them to eat pumpkin raw. And so when you are feeding pumpkin, you can feed it out of a can, so you can get canned pumpkin. That being said, make sure it's not the sugary, gelatin-filled pumpkin. This is just straight pumpkin. It's not the pumpkin pie filling that we all love. It's straight pumpkin. No no additional sugar or preservatives or anything like that. Just straight canned pumpkin. We don't want any spices or sugars or anything, sweeteners, anything like that. And it's a straight canned pumpkin. You can do that. Or if you have gone to the pumpkin patch and you've brought some of those pumpkins home and you want to use those, you can actually feed them the pumpkin itself. Make sure you cook it. So you want to cook it in the oven, same way you and I would eat pumpkin. You can feed that to your pets that way. Again, very high fiber, high nutrition, and can be very helpful for them. I As far as how much to feed your pet, that varies very much on what is all the different health things going on in your pet. And so if you are looking to add pumpkin to your pet's diet, the best thing to do is to set up an appointment with your veterinarian and have a nutritional consult with them. They're going to be able to go over that with you and tell you how much based on the pet's weight, based on other factors that they may have with their health. Do they have diabetes? Are they underweight? Are they overweight? All those different things factor into how much pumpkin should be fed into a diet. And so your primary veterinarian is going to be the best one to help you with that. As far as the seeds, can they eat pumpkin seeds? That's a question I also commonly get. While they can eat them if they've been slowly roasted, it's not something I typically advise. Is it toxic to them? Not so much, but if they were to ingest a large amount of seeds, that can be very hard for the digestive system to fully digest. And so my concern is always that it may cause a little bit of gastroenteritis, so inflammation of the stomach and the intestines as it's trying to break that hard seed shell down. Or you can actually cause an intestinal obstruction if they eat a whole lot of them. So seeds are not something I advise. While they're not overly toxic to pets, if they are cooked and roasted, just be careful with that. If you want to feed pumpkin to your pet, I would use actually the flesh of the pumpkin after it's cooked, or like I said, use straight canned pumpkin, no pumpkin pie filling. So that is all I have for you today. That's all I have on pumpkins, all about pumpkins. If you have more questions about pumpkin in your pet, be sure to drop a comment below. If you want to see the rest of our fall series, you can find them right here on our Facebook page. You can also find them on our YouTube channel, Cornerstone Animal Hospital, or you can go to our website, www.cornerstonevet.info, go to the About section, go to videos and the pet tips, and they will actually have all the videos that we've had and made for over the last year, full of good tips and helpful things for you and your pets. So happy fall, guys, and I will see you next week.